Walking is a fun and healthy activity that allows you to enjoy all your community has to offer. But as a pedestrian, you must be aware of the potential dangers of sharing the road with drivers who may not always see you. Did you know that in 2009, according to SGI, 10 pedestrians were killed and 328 were injured in collisions, and 20% of the pedestrians injured or killed were under the age of 15? With these statistics in mind, it's time to revisit the do's and don'ts of pedestrian safety for both the pedestrian and the driver. A pedestrian is a person who travels by foot, though people who use wheelchairs, motorized wheelchairs, and medical scooters as a means of mobility are also included. Whenever possible, stay on the sidewalks and pathways, because these routes offer protection from vehicles. If you must walk on the road, travel on the shoulder of the left lane, facing oncoming traffic. Just like drivers, pedestrians are often distracted by technology. Remove headphones and avoid talking on cell phones when crossing the street. With your full attention, you will be able to respond to hazards and avoid collisions with vehicles. Always use crosswalks and pedestrian-activated signals when they are available, and cross only at intersections if they are not. Crossing in the middle of the road or jaywalking is extremely dangerous, because drivers are not anticipating pedestrians crossing in the middle of the street, so they may not have enough time to avoid hitting you. Stay safe by obeying the signals at intersections. A blinking "don't walk" signal, usually indicated by an orange hand, means the traffic light is about to change. Wait on the sidewalk until the next cycle of lights and proceed when the white pedestrian symbol appears. Don't let children run ahead of you. Children are less visible than adults, and children cannot always exercise good judgment about safety, so stay close enough to pull them to safety. Pause until all vehicles in the next lane are stopped. Assume drivers don't see you and never step out into the next traffic lane until you have made eye contact with drivers and you are certain they will stop. Drivers may not realize other vehicles have stopped for pedestrians. Keep scanning both sides of the road as you cross. Stop in the middle of the crosswalk if you have to, and make sure all oncoming vehicles intend to stop. As a safe driver, you play a critical role in the safety of other road users, including pedestrians. Though they usually use sidewalks and pathways, drivers must always keep a watchful eye for pedestrians, because these routes often intersect streets. You must always yield to pedestrians at crosswalks, which can be anything from imaginary extensions of the sidewalk to painted markings on the road with safety lights. Even if the pedestrian is coming from a street with a yield sign or stop sign, they still have the right of way. You must stop before the crosswalk and remain there until all pedestrians have safely crossed the road. Be aware of what other motorists are doing around you. If you're unsure why a vehicle has stopped, use caution, slow down, and be prepared to stop in case the vehicle is stopped for a pedestrian. Never pass another vehicle when it is stopped for pedestrians. You will have little time to react if someone crosses into your lane, and the consequences of such a collision can be tragic. When stopping for a pedestrian on multi-lane streets, stop 2 to 3 car lengths ahead of the crosswalk. If you pull right up to the intersection or crosswalk lines, your vehicle may obscure the view of other drivers, who then may not realize someone is crossing. Wait until the pedestrian has completely cleared the adjacent lanes before proceeding. By waiting, you alert other drivers that there is someone crossing the street. Proceed once pedestrians make it to the median at the center of the road. Be alert when traveling in school zones and near playgrounds, because young children sometimes don't pay attention to oncoming vehicles. Be on the lookout for crossing guards and always obey all pedestrian signs and lights. Anticipate someone crossing the street and slow down. Decreasing your speed by a few kilometers per hour will give you more time to stop. And watch out for jaywalkers. Although drivers have the right of way over jaywalkers, in the event of a collision, no one wins.